Hello everyone, welcome to Random Spoko. I'm the Russian guy, and what you just seen is a quick drill I just made up because I tried to mount a Chinese RMR red dot sight on the WE Glock 19 Gen 4. It's much easier than it seems, and I couldn't find any videos just teaching how to do it, so I'll just make a little clip myself at the end so you can see just how simple it is, what comes there, and the exact link from AliExpress where I got it. Well, not the exact one, because I bought two basically at the same time from different shops, but they're basically the same. One's on my MP9, so both GBB replicas, both of them hold zero perfectly. So yeah, you can just run them on anything. These are the ones that have the button, so no auto off, auto on, and the adjustment are made not by an Allen screw, small Allen screw like some of the other one I have, but either by a small screwdriver or just a little tool that comes with a little plastic tool. So it takes about 5 minutes to adjust it. I just did it here in this small shooting gallery I have in my house. For 5 meters, which is my normal pistol range, 5 or less, from maybe 15 meters maximum, because it's a sidearm, it's not a main gun. So, and yeah, I would usually do is just put the dot on, turn it on, and just try to aim where I would usually think the BB is gonna go. And just see the dot and think, right, is it way off? Because if it's way off, you just try to tweak it a little bit to where you think it has to go, and then you start shooting. Then you get a small target A3 type sheet, just piece of paper, cardboard box, whatever, where you can see the holes. I would usually put a clear piece of paper on it so I can just see where it goes. Maybe take a pen or something just to mark the old shots, and then come again, and just going back and forth, shooting, correcting, shooting, correcting. Once you have it at 5 meters, you may want to see how it works at 10, and you go back 10 meters, shoot. Then you think, well, how do I want it? Is it big of a difference? What is it? In my case, what would usually happen is that from 10 meters or so, the BBs were gonna impact lower than the dot, which is good for me, because I always want to have the dot as the highest point of impact possible. This way I can aim upper central mass and always hit the plate. And if not, if I'm maybe 15-20 meters and just the hop up just starts going down, I may be hitting the legs. So still a nice shot. The importance will be the windage adjustment. You may have seen that what happens is that right now, when the mag runs empty, the slide won't lock. So let me just show you real quick. Now, reading on the internet, what will usually happen is that the magazine has a small follower. When you're running out of BBs, it's just this little tip. I'm not having a good lightning. Yeah, little tip that you see moving on the side will will take a little metal piece from here, and it will pull the slide lock up, which will press against the slide, something like this. And when that slide goes all the way down, goes all the way back, it will just hop up and lock it in place, meaning you're out of BBs. And something's wrong with it. I thought it was not lubricated, so I over lubricated the gun. Since I cleaned it, I over lubricated. Since I'm at home, no dust, nothing that can jam it, so that over lubrication is not bad. And I'll just see where it starts leaking that lubricant, so I can just take it off, and then it will have just the good amount. Of course, I'll clean it again, but I just wanted to see what is it, and it was not that. I mean, the spring seems to be working, but it's just like something is blocking the slide lock to go up. So still don't know what it is. First time happens to me, and as of now, after a year of a weird very weird year of use, maybe a little bit less. The only issue with it, I mean, cycles perfectly with both 144A gas for summer here, just to be on that, not hurting people power output, but of course with your standard green gas, the Abbey red gas, which I was using right now for this drill, already getting ready for autumn. And I was running this drill for two reasons. First of all, just to see, to get used to the RMR on the Glock. Never had a red dot on a pistol before. I wanted to see how it went. To see as well if it was a zero. It did not. I think I shot like 6 or 8 mags in total. So it's quite a good amount of BBs to just be sure that it won't lose zero by normal use, by just shooting it. Maybe if I hit something, of course, but not the case. And also because I was running into trouble using these Kiwis I got from AliExpress. Great mag pouches, but the position is a bit more to my 3 o'clock position, not like where I have my rifle mag. So it's not that intuitive for me just to go. I was used to go here, but now I have to go here or even here. So it's a different position. So I'm losing it, and I'm not gripping it correctly. So I wanted to go ahead and work on that grip, work on some of the instant problem solving that comes with it. Like for example, when I'm using gloves, sometimes the glove will be caught between the mag well and the mag lip. Won't happen with your naked hands, but will with the gloves. So I won't be sure that the mag locked perfectly. So once I return the empty mag, I will just smack it again before returning to that position. Trying little things, going from very slow to just regular speed, and then see if I can do it quicker, but it just comes natural. Once you master slowly doing the movements and you do it right, it will come to you. So yeah, just nice evening home. It's raining outside, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna hit the basement and do some of that shit. So let me close this with a clip of how to put the RMR on a Glock 19 or 17 or whatever of, I think, any Tokyo Marui clone. So 99% of Glocks out there. So here we are. Since I'm doing this video back and forth from English to Spanish, the only thing that's common for both videos is the drill, the beginning, since it's not spoken or anything. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it again. So what I just did is I took the RMR off and put the standard, not iron, but plastic sights on. And what I'm gonna do now is the exact opposite, which is basically what you will have when you get one of these. So as I said, I bought 2 at the same time, both from AliExpress, not very specific on which one is one, so I don't really know which one refers to which link. What I do know is that this one is this one, because it says Glock, and the other one is this one, because it says MP9. They're basically the same, but the package is a little bit different. Since this one that has the Soltac label on it comes with a battery. This one are cheap as fuck. Just the convenience of having the battery and just seeing it on your mail, however you get it, taking it out of the box, mounting it, and trying it. So I like that one. But anyway, they come with basically the same. This is the adjustment tool, and what we're gonna need to put it on is a tool, which is not a hammer, which I don't really like, because the only tool I like to use is the hammer. Small Phillips screwdriver like this one. I mean, it's pretty small, but you know, these type of screws, they're quite tolerant with different sizes of Phillips screwdrivers. They stretch. I also recommend using some kind of plastic filling for something. This is a glue for plastics, which is pretty shit, but I used it to create a little coating to prevent the wobble, so just to erase the wobbles from it. And as you can see, I took it off, and the slide, of course, there's some of it here, but you can just clean it out with some alcohol or whatever. It's not really glue, or it's not really sticky or anything, just there to feel that air, that free air that's in there. And of course, some type of super glue for the screw. Now, don't use these on the plastic side, because I don't really like using super glue when I'm putting a screw on something with plastic, because this usually will melt the plastic, but with metal it would just it will be the same as using this one, only it will be just smaller, just one little tiny drop on there, and it will be great. So what we're gonna do is, of course, no magazine. You cock it, you take that out. Now usually when you're disassembling it, you're just gonna take that spring off and whatever. You know, you just look at that. You just look at that little screw over here. There it is, right? You just take that off. But be careful, because if you have everything else off, the nozzle may come off. And there's a spring here on the inside that will jump, and you may lose it and the gun won't work properly. So be careful with that, be really careful with that. But if you're doing it like this, no problem. I just realized it, because I said when I was just doing this in Spanish that you should have this part facing up so nothing falls off in case the gun has some mileage on it. But I just realized that no point in that. So you just unscrew that. And might need a little help here. Well, this is why you always have to have some kind of, you know, multi-tool in your belt. Just take that off. The other side. The screw that you will use to put on the RMR is not the same that the one from the iron side. So I recommend, and I'll show you just why, because they are the one from the one that goes on the RMR mount is longer than the other one, because it goes further up, like that guy she told you not to worry about. And this is why what I recommend is putting this in here, and back in the box of the RMR. And you should take this with you to the game, because if something happens to the RMR, and I'll show you just in a minute, we're just gonna put that back on. So before going on and putting things in holes, let's lubricate with the thing that is the exact opposite. Just, you know, just a little drop in there, just there you go. I always use this with things on screws that go anywhere where something moves or might move or will move, especially gas replicas and sights on gas replicas. And you just put that real quick. Check out the wobble. As you can see, it wobbles. Just keep pushing till we hit a dead end, and that's it. Now, just like that, put the little thingy back in the big thingy, and it works. That's it. You got yourself a Glock with an RMR. So, as I said, you don't have any backup iron sights on it. Some RMR mounts come with a small little thingy here that acts as a backup iron sight, and also a higher front iron sight that you might also need to change. But this is a more intermediate thing. They're quite expensive and harder to find. Most of people just use these ones. But if something happens to it, you don't have any batteries, breaks, you don't have time to get it back to zero and just want to just say, fuck it, I want to go with iron sights again. You go with this little thing with you. That way you just open it up, pop off the iron sight, the red dot, put the iron sight back on, or the plastic sight, whatever. And that's it. I hope you like this. I hope you find it useful, and hasta luego.